Hi, I'm Sebag, CEO of Kinetix Software, and I'm here to help you win the Race to BOD. I'm going to show you how you can design a simple air handling unit in about 20 minutes completely on your own, and thus freeing yourself from frustration of having to wait for answers and selections from your custom air handling manufacturer. So once you see what is possible, you will understand that gone are the days when getting to a submittal package takes multiple days and sometimes weeks. Take more control of your life, and let me show you how you can design an air handling unit in 20 minutes and confidently respond to an opportunity and claim that basis of design using the preliminary design and budgetary proposal. As an example, I will design a rooftop unit for a lab in Arizona using MERV 13 filtration with chilled water cooling, minimum 2.5-inch external static pressure, and 12,500 CFM. This will be a single tunnel air handling unit. We will select the filter, coil, fan, and then all these accessories, and then generate a 3D model, and then the reports for proposal and submittal. All this will be done in about 20 minutes. So much to do. This is the dashboard of Kinetix Air, a cloud-based software product. Starting from the dashboard, create a new project on the upper right. Say call it new. Then once it's created, double click into it, and this is where you create the air handling units, one or more. In the middle you got add button, and again name it AHU1 for example. And then once it's created, double click into it so that you can set the design parameters. So first thing we'll do is configure the tunnel itself. Let's say we do a bunch of selections here, 16 gauge outer skin, the finish, epoxy, let's say the base is 2x8, and under insulation we got maybe 4-inch fiberglass, and let's say 20 gauge here, right? What you see in these drop downs can be very, very long. For this lab, for this test environment, I've shortened it so that we can make some selections quickly and show you what it can do. Now, for properties, what we want to do is, let's say, a welded frame construction. We want to do 100% outside air. And for the performance, let's say 12,500 supply. Okay. Now, at this point, we're ready to add the plenum. Okay, and here, once the first plenum is added, you can configure a few things that will replicate to all other sections that are added after this. Or you can change individually each section as you like. Okay, so here, for this example, I'm going to use, let's say, 2-inch fiberglass inner liner. Let's say we go with 20 gauge, and floor deck we go with 16 gauge. Okay. Now we're ready to add other sections quickly. Filter, let's say, on the first tunnel. Okay. After the filter, I'm going to add a coil. After the coil, I'm going to add another plenum. And then after that, I'm going to add a fan. Okay. Of course, you can go, high and have multiple tunnels if you like, but this is a simple example. I'm trying to show you what the product can do and do it quickly. Okay. Once you're at this point, what you can do is you can size the air handling unit in general. So based on the CFM and what configurations you have in the background as what the administrator has configured, it's going to tell you what the optimum size is for this air handling unit at 12,500 CFM. Okay, to do that, you click on the AHU sizer on the upper right. It'll tell you what the outside dimension should be, width and height. Okay, so here, if we say 12,500 on the upper right, it's going to come back with, these are the optimal sizes. And inside you see the velocities for each component. You don't have to select this, let's say for our example, I don't want to select what it's giving me. I know I want to do, let's say, 103 by, let's say, 60, or 60 here. We'll just choose this one, 102 by 63. Okay, let's go new and select the air handling unit. And for our case, we're going to select the coil. We have a coil and we have a filter. Now we're going to go ahead and apply these to this air handling unit. Close this guy and go back. So again, 63, you can see here, and 102, it already applied them. Okay, let's go and configure some details here. Let's start with the filter. And what you do is you click on component over here, properties, and make the selections. Let's say the manufacturer is Camfill. Okay, see what happened here? There was 158 options available to us. I mean, the database could have a lot more, but with this configuration, it's telling me that I got 158 to choose from, and once I selected Camfill, it dropped it to 62. Okay, and I'm going to choose some more because I don't want to go through 62. I want to say the nominal depth, let's say it's 4 inches, and the MERV, we said it's 13. So now we got 3 to choose from. We click on it, it'll tell me what these are to choose from, and then we're going to choose, let's say, OptiPack. Further below is the frame. It's already telling me that there's 3 to choose from, and I'll choose this one. That's it. We're done with the filter. Let's go to the coil. And for a coil and a fan, what you got to do is you got to rate the coil and then make the selection. So here we've got, integrations with all these so far, and there's ways to integrate stuff that's not in the list, and we can explain that to you some other time. But it's pretty flexible as to what coil can be used, even if we don't have integrations to it, to that company, I mean. So in this case, we're in Arizona. So let's say the dry bulb is 115 by 69. All right. Fin pattern. Let's say we want waffle. Oh, yeah, waffle is good. Casing. Let's say we want 16 gauge. Okay. That's it. Let's go ahead and rate this coil, and let's see what it's going to come back with. It's telling me it's got 2 options. The API gave me 2 options to choose from, and this has 13 fin spacing, 5 rows, and this has 12. Okay, so let's just choose this one for example. Select, and that's it. Okay, go to the fan, and again, same thing. Click on rating. And let's say EPN performance, let's say total static pressure, let's say it's 4 inches. And let's choose a motor for this enclosure here. Rate this fan. Let's see what's going to come back with. Okay, it's giving me all these options here. Okay, I want to choose, let's say this one, Class 2, EPFN. And then I want to go to the motor, and let's say I want to choose the speed of 1800 RPM. Select. Done. Let's go ahead and select some accessories. On the right side here, you see a list of accessories. So if we want to add it to this plenum, we'll click on it first and double click on hood. Let's say we want to add a hood. So hood is coming in right now on the list of accessories. It's right here, properties, and let's say we want it to be 84 inches by 36. Okay, we want the performance to be 12,500. And the mounting, we want it to be on the upstream wall. Okay, so you put it here already, and that's pretty much it. Let's see, performance, supplier, okay, we're good. Another accessory to add, for example, is, let's say, an ADP gauge on the filter itself. So click on filter, go over here, say ADP gauge, double click. ADP gauge comes in. There's 262 gauges. Let's see what happens when we choose wire, and then we choose this model. And there's only one to choose from, so it's already chosen. Okay, that's what it is. On the mounting, again, the same thing. We can choose where we want to mount this thing, and say we want it to be not on the left wall over here, but on the right wall. Okay, and we can specify exactly where it's going to be, or let it auto position. Okay, let's say I want it to be. I don't want it to be auto position. I want it to be exactly, 52 inches. Let's say. Okay, boom. So it places it there. Don't worry about the errors right now. And let's say we want it to be recessed. There you go. Boom. For the coil, as an example, we can add a drain pan. Double click. And let's say the pan itself is going to be 22 inches. Okay, I want to do that 22 inches, and I want the section, the coil section, to be, let's say, 24. Okay, because I know if I don't do that, I'm going to get an error. So I'll go over the errors a little later. Okay, so that's the drain pan. And let's go ahead and add some access doors so you can see how those are done. Go ahead, access door here, properties. Mounting on the right side is good. What I want to choose is the viewport. There's two to choose from. Let's just choose the first one for an example. And let's say I want to, create a copy of this into this section here. Okay. All you do at that point, say double click on the access door, and it's going to come in exactly the same as the other one was. And let's say I want one here. Double click, and boom, it's there. Where is it? Click. Okay, it's right there. Let's say we want to move this door. We don't want it to be here. We want it to be here. And let's say we want to add a VFD in its place. So how do you do that? Quite simple. You go to the mounting, and let's say distance from the wall. We want it to be 33 inches from the downstream wall. Say 33. Come on. Boom. See? It moved it. And now that we're here, why don't we add a VFD and see what happens? Double click on VFD. Now, because we chose a AC motor for the fan, let's go ahead and okay, it's an ABB already. That's good. Open up the smart list here. We want to choose, let's say, 15 horsepower. Where's 15 horsepower? Okay, it's right here. 15 horsepower. And let's go ahead and choose anyone you can choose, but I'm going to choose this one here. Okay, and then let's say we wanted to mount this thing on the upper right, on the right wall. Okay, we want it to be recessed, and that's it. Let's go ahead and add some lights so you can see how those are done. Double click. Okay, and what manufacturer? Stonko. Okay, we've got two there, so it's easy to choose. Let's choose the first one. And I'm not going to put a switch here, so that's it. Okay, easy. Maybe we can add one here. Double click. Where is it? Light. And one here. Okay. Now, why don't we add like an opening over here? Okay. See how that's done. Double click. Let's say there's a supply fan. Properties. No, not here. The opening properties. We want this to be, let's say, 60 by 36. 36. Okay. And we don't want it to be on this wall. We want it to be on the downstream wall. What? Refresh. Accessories, opening, mounting. Okay. Wall downstream. See, I put it where it was, where we want it to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and tackle some of these errors here, because we got to make sure these errors are 0 before we can move on. First thing, it says the ADP gauge increased the upstream clearance by 0.37. Okay, so the filter section itself is a little narrow. Okay, so let's say we go with 6" instead of 4. Let's see what happens to the errors. See, it's validating. See, it dropped 2 errors on me. Okay, so coil tunnel height increased it by a little more than an inch. Okay, no problem. Let's say we go to the tunnel itself, we go to 103. Did it say an inch or more than an inch? I forgot. Oh, it was more than an inch. So let's go 104. Okay, validating still. Oh, I increased the width. I gotta increase this guy. Sorry. 65. Okay. What else? VFD access door interfere with each other. Okay, so they're too close. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, not the opening, but the VFD itself. Mounting. Okay, push it on the side here. All right, so you see here this buttons came green. That means it's ready to generate the 3D model, and once the 3D model is generated, we can then generate the reports. So once the model is generated, here's where some of the collaboration comes into play, because what you can do here is to share this model. It's a full-on 3D model that you can copy this URL, choose how many days you want it to be active, and then copy and share and put this in a text message or email or chat, and then share it, and whoever receives it without even having to have a user account on the system, they'll be able to do what you're doing. And what else can you do here? You can export the DXF, put it in AutoCAD, Step, Revit, and or do a render of it if you want. Okay. Here on the right side is the data sheet, the technical data of each section, what you selected. Comes in handy. Now, to generate the reports, you go over here, Reports, click on it, and choose your project, and a bunch of reports you can access. On the engineering side, you can click on Submittal Package and generate the report. It'll take a few minutes, but it'll get there. Or you can do some other reports like Proposal Report. Okay, so while it's doing this, why don't we do the Proposal Report? Click on here, and here it is. So what you can do is export this to Word, for example. New proposal. And once it comes up, let me bring it over here. And this can either be your proposal, or you can cut and paste all the stuff into your own template. Okay? At least it has all the data in there. Another thing you can do is the equipment schedule report, which is always nice, and be able to cut and paste this or import this into AutoCAD directly. So I'll show you how that looks. So here, the equipment schedule report is ready to go. And this is something that you can drop into, you can make changes here if you want, but then drop into your AutoCAD file and create your schedule on the plans. Let's go ahead and, what's going on here? Okay, new project. Here's our submittal package. Submittal package, obviously it's a bunch of reports together. This is what it looks like. First, your table of contents, list of air handling units. This air handling unit render can be a lot bigger, obviously, than what's shown here, your diagrams. And then you can decide what the sequence of these reports is going to be and insert other documents in here if you like, so that once you've got this thing configured with one click, it'll produce the whole thing, the pressure drop calculation, whatever else you want in there, fan selection, and all your PDFs at the very bottom. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Let's go over the benefits of this system. As I said, you can complete freedom design from anywhere using Chrome, laptop, or if you don't have your laptop, let's say you go to an internet cafe and do what I did. Collaborate with anyone, share the links, share the designs. Okay. Ease of use. You saw a single pane of glass where everything can be done within one product. You don't have to keep track of different software packages or APIs with different companies and stuff. One place to do everything. Reduce your errors. You saw it, we didn't talk about it too much, but the whole validation engine, every time you make a change or a selection, it's validating whether what you're selecting can fit into how the manufacturer builds air handling units with the clearances and stuff, and whether the engineering parameters are checking out from how you want this design to go. And then obviously, be able to quickly respond to what opportunities there are in order to win the race to BOD. That's what we're talking about. So good luck to you, and I hope you use this product.